Hello, friends. Wherever and whenever you are, you're here with me now watching this video, and I'm glad. Thank you for spending this time with me. Today we're talking about followers and influencers. Jesus was an influencer and had followers. Sounds like social media, doesn't it? Maybe it was Jesus's TikTok channel, or maybe it was a YouTube channel and he had lots of followers and he influenced people. Well, that was available to him. Well, Jesus did have followers of a different kind. Today we're talking about two of them, Simon and Andrew. They had day jobs. They caught fish, and Jesus asked them to follow him. What do you think it took to get them to leave their jobs and to follow Jesus? He must have had a pretty persuasive argument, huh? Because he was going to ask them to follow him by walking with him. Yeah, he didn't even have Uber or Lyft or any rideshare available to him. They walked from place to place, and the people they spent time with often were sick, and Jesus often healed them. The people that they visited were lonely and in need. Sometimes they weren't welcome by the other people in their town, and yet Jesus asked his followers to go with him and to spend time in those places with those people. It was a big ask, and yet they went. Jesus taught how to do these things, how to be the kind of person God wants us each to be. That's the kind of influencer that Jesus was. And those were the kind of followers that he had, and there were many of them. And today I want to share with you about a boy named A.J. Troiano from Bedford, New Hampshire, who decided to go above and beyond to help other people. Hurricane Harvey was a big hurricane, a storm in 2017 that hit Texas and Louisiana and caused a lot of flood damage and a lot of harm to many people. AJ, who was just 5 years old when he heard this news, was very touched by the stories he heard about all these people who needed help. He felt like he needed to do something to help. So with some assistance from his grandparents, AJ walked 2 miles around his neighborhood to raise funds for Hurricane Harvey victims. People saw AJ walking with his grandparents around the neighborhood, and when his neighbors and friends learned what he was doing, some of them fell into step right behind AJ and walked around the neighborhood with him to show him that he wasn't alone and that they wanted to help too. AJ's family and friends raised $200 in donations to send to people who needed help after Hurricane Harvey. And it all started with just one person, someone just like you, who wanted to help and believed that they could make a difference. Knowing what I know about Jesus, when I picture AJ walking down those streets and people following him, well, I can see Jesus walking right beside AJ, because AJ's following Jesus. And you and I both can be followers today when we help other people, when we raise money to help, or maybe just spend time with someone who needs a loving presence. Because that's what Jesus would do, and that's how we can be followers of Jesus. I hope that you find ways to be a follower this week, to lead the way of love in your life. And until we meet again, take care.